This video is going to cover how do you use this with your clients, and if it doesn't address the EMF sensitivity issue the way you hoped, then what do you do after? Okay, so first, how do you use this with your clients? Well, you have two options. You could buy it wholesale and resell it to your clients at retail, but I suggest you might consider renting it to your clients. They don't need this forever. Some are going to want it because they can use it to address EMF sensitivities or lots of different other kinds of sensitivities that they may have. And that's really cool. They may have sensitivities to foods or different things, and they can attempt to see if this works. Now, don't address medical conditions. Don't call it a medical condition unless you're a trained doctor and on the rest. So just know that. Be safe there. But you can address all kinds of sensitivities with this. Now, you might rent it to them for 3 weeks. So maybe you make a price. Maybe it's $99 to rent it for 3 weeks. Maybe it's $99 and they get some of the money back just for bringing it back. You can set the price for how much you're going to rent this for. I would suggest $99 is a pretty good place to start for renting it for 3 weeks. Now, if they come back and it doesn't effectively address the EMF sensitivities, maybe you decide to give them a little more money back. Maybe you don't. It's up to you and your practice. We're not going to tell you how to run that. But that's what I would kind of suggest how to do things. Now, what happens if they come back and it didn't address it? What do you do next? Because we want to help that person. If you have training to clear emotional traumas, and that could be ERT, it could be NEAT, it could be emotion code, it could be any number of things, or if you have the ability to address spiritual or physical traumas with body code or a number of other things like Premier Research Labs, mud packs, and so on. Any of these things could help you get to the finish line. This is important. But once you've done this, and let's say it's not, muscle testing, you have to muscle test the person, it's not working, they still have symptoms. Sometimes there's like an emotional trauma that if you cleared will allow their body to now let go of thinking that a remediated cell phone with the cell chip on it is an enemy still. This should not be an enemy to people, okay? But I would muscle test it by saying something common sense. So we do intention testing. It's what I used to do as a practitioner. One of the things, if somebody's muscle testing me, they can muscle test me and I say something. If I say something true, it should test stronger, right? If I say something false, it should test weaker. Now, I would like to do an intention test to say, okay, let's say I'm the person being tested for the cell phone. I might make a statement such as, there's something emotional that's preventing my body from stopping the reaction to this cell phone. Before that, I might even say, I'm still reacting in a negative way to this cell phone. And if that's true, then I'd move on to that previous statement, saying, okay, there's something preventing me from switching that so that my body thinks this is not something I should react to anymore. And you can word it 100 different ways, but I'm giving you the basis of how to say it. And you can even say it a lot more straightforward. I just have to be careful with my words as I'm addressing this and training you guys. So I have to be very careful with my words. You can be a lot more straightforward with how you say that. So what's preventing me from letting go of why this is affecting me? You can even do crazy fun stuff like, this cell phone is affecting me. Yes, this cell phone should not be affecting me anymore. Yes, that's the person's kind of body, is what we theorize, saying this shouldn't be, but it still is. And then you ask, what's in my way? Is there emotional trauma in my way? Yes. Then you can say your emotion code or whatever. You start asking the questions. Is this an emotional thing that happened before I was born, after I was born, before I was 5? Did it have to do with, another person and all the fun stuff? Is there a specific emotion I should clear that helps me let go of thinking this cell phone is a negative on my body? All those kind of things. So those are just ideas. You get the picture. And if you do this already, then you're going to understand what I'm saying. Ask those right questions, make those right statements. If you clear the right emotional trauma and you've asked the body which one it is, a lot of times that's the final straw. The body harmonizer plus that worked, and you can move on. Sometimes, and it's less often, it's a physical or spiritual thing, and that's, I'm not going to sit here and teach disciplines, but those of you who have those options out there, explore and see if those things are what you want to go after. So, thank you for listening once again.